Hello, my name is Rosalind Keegan. I'm a marriage and family therapist. Today, as most of you had requested, we're going to talk about intentional parenting. But we must be able to understand that there's no perfect parent, there's no perfect child. All we need to be as parents and as children is to be intentional. So what does intentional parenting mean? In my view, intentional parenting basically means just adapting your style in a way that is appropriate and suits your child. It's about understanding who your child are, and it's very important to realize children are different. If you have 3 children, you have 2 children, each and every of your child is different. So it's quite important to tailor make your understanding of your child according to their abilities. The question now rises of what has been happening today. Every time we open the newspapers, we see parents of teenagers asking questions, what is happening? There's teen pregnancy on the rise, there's drug abuse, there's a lot of social media use, and the most reason now is the disappearance of teenagers. And questions that have been coming in my inbox and people calling me and asking me questions is, what is happening? Why are the vices? And the interesting thing is, I'm surprised that parents are surprised that things are happening. It's very key to know that these things have been happening all along. And it's only now that things are coming in the newspapers and social media is working and WhatsApp groups are working. That's why now it's being noticed. But even before, teens have been indulging in alcoholism, in unprotected sex, in drugs, and all these things are mostly brought about by, we can start saying, social media. So what is happening is groups are being formed in social media, and invites are being sent around to unexpected teenagers. So maybe we need to ask ourselves, not all teenagers are bad. There are some teenagers maybe who are being invited to these parties and they are refusing. And there are some that are going. So why are these teenagers indulging in this kind of vices? There's a time I was in a TV show. I think it was one of must have been either KTN or Citizen. And one girl called out and said that she feels like running away from home. Reason being is she's been abused. She's staying with her sister and she's been abused. And she cannot wait for schools to open. That kind of a girl will be easily lured to go to this kind of a party. So the first point of why are teens going to this kind of vices is, number 1, abuse at home, either physical, emotional, and vulnerable. There's one thing I like to bring it out is there's a theory called attachment theory. And when a child has no attachment at home, they look for an attachment elsewhere. Even a grown-up, if you don't have any attachment at home, you look for attachment elsewhere. These children have been attached to their peers, and that's where they're going. They don't have attachment at home. There's abuse, there's emotional, there's physical abuse. So where they get solace is in their peers, and that's where they go. And the second place is with parental conflict. If parents constantly are in conflict in the house, you might not even be abusing the children, touching the children, but you have mom and dad are quarreling in the house. Your teen or your children will look for solace, will look for somewhere to go where there's comfort. Yeah. So when there's parental conflict, a child or a teen will run away or go somewhere where they get the comfort. The other children is children from divorced home, especially if both parents have different sets of rules, or there's always quarrels between the mom and the dad. It's very important if you are from a divorce, if you've been divorced or you're from a divorced home, it is good if you seek therapy or you talk to a person that understands what you're going through so that you can deal with your personal issues. And it's also advisable that you take your children for therapy so that a specialist or an expert can explain to them what exactly divorce means and how it affects them. Because your teens do not understand why mom and dad is quarreling, why mom and dad cannot be together again. Yeah. So they'll go for a place where maybe somebody will try and explain to them, and it might be the wrong person explaining to them why divorce is happening. And that's when they've been introduced to drugs, just to make them forget that mom and dad is no longer staying together. Yeah. The fourth thing is permissive parenting. Permissive parenting and very authoritative parenting. Yeah. These are types of parenting that should not be there. If you're permissive, you've got no idea where your child is, where your girl is. There are no boundaries in your house. Yeah. Everything goes in your house, in the house. Yeah. And it's not only parents, even guardians. Yeah. It's very important to have some boundaries, have some rules, and be firm. Not strict, but be firm. And let your child know that what is wrong and what is right. And let them understand that it's very important to follow rules. Yeah. And this is what we call part of discipline as they're growing up. The sixth rule is lack of trust between your child, your teen, and yourself, and parents lying. Vulnerability is very important. When your teen does not trust you, when your young adult child does not trust you, they'll not respect you. They'll not take you as serious. They won't pick your phone when you ask them where you are. Because maybe when they called you to ask your mom or dad, where were you, you did not, and you lied, and maybe they have seen you. So it's very important to start saying the truth to your children. Be vulnerable to the level of their age to your child. Not understanding what your child wants and trying to live your dream in your child is also another thing that your child can fall prey in these kind of vices. They always come for therapy, and what they say is, my mom, my dad does not understand me. My guardian forced me to do these subjects, but I did not want. And I'm not happy what I'm doing. What happens is this child will go get somebody who understands what they're doing and understand their dreams. Yeah. And the other thing is living your dream into your child. Not all your children are A's, and not all children can be leaders, and not all your children will be sportish. So when trying to force and instill and force your child to do something that they're not good at, yeah, will also push your child into doing the vices that are happening. Yeah, peer pressure is high. Peer pressure is high, and peer influence is also there. Yeah, let's accept that these children's mind are still growing, especially when they're 16, 15-year-old. They're still discovering who they are. They're still understanding their independence. They're pushing boundaries. Yeah. And that will result into a lot of peer pressure. So what should happen is, especially parents, if you're listening to me and you have a little child at home, yeah, create a relationship with them. Create an attachment with them. So as they grow up, there's an attachment that you have with them. You know what? If you have a relationship with anyone and you value somebody, you don't want to hurt them. So if you have a relationship with your young adult, they will not want to hurt you. They'll not want to go against you. They might push the boundaries, but they'll know, if I do this, mom and dad will be annoyed with me. Because they know that this is a boundary that has been communicated since I was small, and they won't push it. Yeah. But if there is no boundaries, if there is no respect, they'll enter into peer influence. The music that we see on social media, the movies that are watched on Netflix, are also some of the things that are influencing our children's mind. Yeah. And some of those songs, like there's another one that's coming, is about just, I want to drink and sleep. Yeah. That is what is constantly in your child's mind every day. So what music are they listening to? Yeah. And if there's space in the mind, if there's void in the mind, it will be filled by something. So it's very important also to try and make our children, to try and make teenagers busy. Don't leave them alone. Yeah. Make them busy and make them be accountable for what they're doing. So the big question, you say, Rose, you've said all this and we've heard it before. Yeah. We've had this before. So what do we do? Most important thing is we need to go back to the village. Let's go back to the village. Each and everyone should be accountable for each and every child, each and every teenager, each and every young adult, each and every adult around us. We should be accountable for each other. We should be neighbors. That's how we grew up, and that cannot change. There's nothing new under the sun when it comes to that. There's nothing new under the sun when it comes to raising children. Yeah, raising children is not only the work of parents, and there's some parents out there who've done their best. There's some parents out there who are actually parenting very well. They're praying and do the best they can do. But it takes a village, not only a parent, especially when your child hits teenage age. It takes a village to raise this child. Yeah. Number one, we need to understand who we are as parents, as you as a parent. Yeah. Deal with their issue. When you are an angry parent, will bring up an angry child. An abused parent who has not dealt with their issues when they were young will bring up a child. Will abuse, more probably not, will abuse the child. An alcoholic parent will bring up an alcoholic child. It doesn't fall far. The apple does not fall far from the tree. It goes round and round. Let's try and listen to these children. Yeah, by them going out there, looking for alcohol, looking for solace, looking for a house where they're crowded, 44 of them crowded in a house. And maybe they have left a room where they're alone in their room. They've left a comfortable house. There's something that this child is looking for. So let's listen to them. Why are they doing that? Let's listen to them. Yeah? Affirm. Talk to them, not at them. Affirm your teenagers. Discuss boundaries and limits. Yeah. When growing up, no one ever asked me, and I'm not alone on this, about my emotions and how I feel. But research has it is that it's very important to understand your child's emotion. It's basically emotional intelligence. If you understand your child's emotions, the relationship, then they believe that you'll understand who they are. So ask them how they feel. Yeah, are they hurt and why? And this is not a Western thing. This is not a Mzungu thing. Don't say in Africa. This is something that we need to start doing to save the generation that is coming. Yeah, keep them busy. Let them be accountable for their action that I have said. And let's constantly create a village around them. Look for people that have shared the same values as you. The people that you trust. The people who will not take advantage and abuse your children. Surround them with people that there's most of the things these children at young adults, we might not tell us as parents, might not talk to you as a parent, but they'll tell somebody. They'll tell a teacher, they'll tell a coach, yeah, they'll tell an uncle or an auntie that they trust. Look for people, surround them with people. You can't do parenting by yourself. You have to be helped. Let me repeat again. We have to have a village around our parent. Allow creativity around your children. Yeah. Let them make mistakes when they are under your roof. A child doesn't make a mistake. They'll make a mistake when they're out there. Let them make a mistake. Those are called teachable moments. Have a lot of teachable moments around them. Yeah. And guide them. Yeah. For the younger children, limit phone use, social media. Create a space where they can ask questions. Don't be too harsh as a parent. And I always say, harshness doesn't work. Be firm. Be firm. Be there and let them create a mistake. Be the role model of your children. Be vulnerable to them and let them ask. Let them come. Be open to them. Yeah. And please remember, you're not a friend to your child. You are a parent. Be the parent to this child. Let your child be your friend. But you're not the friend to the parent. And let me close this, that let's be the village for our children. We need to bring back that village mentality back. Otherwise, we are losing a generation. We cannot assume that these things are not happening. When you see something's happening, stop and ask. Stop and ask. stop and ask. These children, by all these things we're seeing, they are crying out. There's something they're missing. There's a void they're missing. So let's look down. Let's look back into ourselves. Why is this thing happening? Let's not point out the fingers at them. There's something that, as a society, we've missed out. Thank you very much for listening to me. If there's any questions, comment. Please feel free to comment. And you might not agree with me, yeah? But let's open up this discussion. Subscribe on Intentional Parenting for a Better Life. Like that button and follow us. And if there's any topic that you think we can discuss, please just comment there. Thank you very much for listening to us and following us. Bye.